County Engineer, Mr. Tunison. And it's relative to road maintenance transfers with Deerfield Township.
Right. We're currently we maintain Landon Drive between US 22 and Citrusville Foster's Road, and it's become more of a township road. It's really more due to the pedestrian traffic. They've got the township has constructed a new trail along the east side of the road, and they've got 4 signalized crossing. I mean, when I say signalized, are rapid flashing beacons where, you know, the pedestrian hits a button and it just, you know, flashes a rapid beacon, and this is at 4 different locations along the road. And Mason Road, between Butler Warren Road and about a quarter mile west of Snyder Road, that's a township maintained, it has been a township maintained road. They just widened it a couple years ago to 3 lanes, and it's because they're handling so much traffic. There's so much traffic in Mason going to Liberty Way, and they're using Mason Road as their means of access to 75. And it is stunning, the amount of traffic at the peak hour on Liberty Way that's going straight into, you've probably seen it in the evening. It's just a long line of traffic going through Mason Road. So Deerfield Township approached us about they would like to switch maintenance of the road. It's you know, Mason Road is becoming more of a problem for them, and they recognize that Landon Drive is more of a township road. The traffic volumes really haven't changed much in 15 years, but boy, they've changed big time on Mason Road. So I'm okay with it.
This is a portion of Mason Road that's from like where the Maxwell is, the Whispering Spring.
Yes.
And then all the way over to Butler
Warren
Warren.
Road.
That stretch of road is what
Correct.
you're talking about.
It's about a half a mile.
Yeah.
It's
So
a little,
Mason and Deerfield are wanting to swap.
no, it's a county and the township.
Okay.
We maintain Landon Drive right now. Deerfield maintains Mason. We're going to switch it. We'll maintain Mason, and the township will maintain Landon
And this
Drive.
is because the traffic, or the maintenance of Mason is much greater, and therefore they would prefer that we take charge of it.
It's the type of maintenance. It's
Okay.
not so much the cost of maintenance.
Explain that.
Well, basically there's a 1.5 mile lane. There's a 1.5 lane miles on Mason Road. There are 2 lane miles of Landon Drive. The speed, it's partly due to the speed. The speed on Mason Road is 45 miles an hour, so they're kind of limited in what they can do as far as the traffic volume is so great that they can't, you know, handling pedestrians and things like that, their crosswalks and whatnot. They're not as able to do it as well as they can on Landon Drive, where it's 35 miles an hour. And overall, it's less maintenance. We just paved Landon Drive last year, so it's not going to require a whole lot of maintenance for, you know, quite some time. But they would rather maintain that road. Like I said, it's a type of maintenance. It's slower speed. It's more pedestrian oriented, whereas Landon Drive is more higher speed vehicular oriented. So they would prefer maintaining, you know, Landon Drive. So.
Okay, and it's your recommendation that we do
Right,
this.
and in my recommendation, I'm okay with it. I can understand that, so.
All right, do we have to pass a resolution for this?
In accordance,
Neil has sent over 2 resolutions. The first resolution is to approve the transfer of public control and maintenance of Landon Drive from the Warren County Engineer to the Deerfield Township, redesignating this section of road as Township Road 293.
Does
right,
that-
the reason you're doing this is the commissioners have the authority to set the county highway system per section 554102. So to make this official, you have to take action on it.
Okay, and so
Could you-
under that statute, we have the ability to determine whether or not a road that was within our county jurisdiction to handle could be taken away from the county and given to another jurisdiction?
Yes.
We have that
To another township,
To another
yes.
township?
Right.
Okay, and so, and does Deerfield Township take care of a lot of its roads?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they're,
All right. Anybody want to make a motion to that effect?
So moved.
And yes?
Yes? Okay, and the second one is the one where we're taking,
Have a resolution to approve the transfer of public control and maintenance of Mason Road from Deerfield Township to Warren County Engineer, redesignating this section of road as County Road number 56.
and that's the same statutory authority?
yes, yes.
Okay, do I have a motion on that?
So moved.
And yes?
Yes? And Neil, is there anything else?
And that's it. That cleans up our inventory with ODOT too. So that's another reason to get this, officially do this, so.
Okay.
What else is going on, Neil? Everything good,
Oh,
smooth?
everything's
We made it through the winter okay? There's plenty of salt?
pretty much. Oh, yeah. We were a little concerned there for a while, but, February is actually, tends to be our heaviest month for snow. And we just had a weird snow. It was more of ice at the beginning of the month, but we got through it okay. And I think
Where do
we've
we
got.
stand on 63 widening?
That is moving ahead, right? If you've seen construction equipment out in front of the prison, it's the archaeology. They're doing what's called a data recovery plan, and they're right now excavating around the foundations of the old houses that were part of the Shaker settlement. There's the West Farm and the South Farm. The West Farm is in front of those agricultural buildings that are in front of the prison. And then the South Farm is further east. It's closer to where the towers are. And you'll see them excavating what they're trying to do is find the foundations of the old houses. And there's a fellow with ODOT. I think he must have done his doctorate on Shaker settlements, so he's really interested in getting this information for these settlements. So I don't know what they're going to find other than the base of the old foundations, but that work should be done sometime next month, and Duke will start relocating their towers. Are going to relocate that big tower next to the road. They're going to replace that with a monopole, a large steel pole, and raise the lines so that the power lines on the south side of the road can be relocated. They can be moved further to the south and away from the widening project. That project is scheduled to begin. I think the bidding of that will be in the spring of 2023, and you'll start to see construction on that in the summer of 2023. It'll take Duke about 6 months to get their stuff out of the way, and then it'll take another 6 months to get all the other telecom lines out of the way. So that project is moving ahead. The other project that we're working on right now is widening of State Route 48. The TID is widening State Route 48 from the Kroger, the Ridgeview Lane down to Willow Pond, which is the second road south of US 22. That project is slated to begin bid opening in spring of 23 also, and it'll begin in late spring, early summer of
What is the plan
2023.
for north on 22 or east on 22, I guess, where the bridge is? Because, I mean, obviously there around Landon, it's nice and wide, but then it narrows down to two. That's still a problem, isn't it?
It's a problem. ODOT did a quarter study for US 22, and they came up with 3 options. for improvement, better handle traffic flow in the future. One was to widen it 4 lanes, it could be replace the bridge or build a companion bridge alongside it to handle 2 more lanes. And then widen it extra 2 lanes, 4 lanes out past 22 to West Road. The second option was to widen it to 4 lanes up to the bridge, leave it 2 lanes, and then go from the bridge 4 lanes out to West Road. And that seemed
Out
to...
to 48 or West Road?
West Road is, believe it or not, West Road is east of State Route 48. It must have been named after somebody
Oh, okay,
named
so
West.
past 48.
Past 48, right. So that was one option. The third option was to leave it basically 2 lanes all the way through, except improve all the intersections, make the intersections such that they could operate safer and handle more traffic. Because that's really what ties up traffic on 22 is the turning movements. So we are looking at doing a bridge study on 22 and a bridge study on State Route 48 over the Little Miami River. And we're looking at using the funding that you've given the TID to do that, or the general fund money that you've given us. The problem, we're hesitant on moving ahead with that right now because the prices on projects have gone up. Yeah, so we're concerned that we'll have enough money after 63 and 48 and some of these other projects.
One other thought I had about Mason Road, much like what we did on Tylersville, that I think adding that one single turn
Yeah.
lane, I think that helped
Yeah,
dramatically.
and that's the type of thing that we would be looking on 22, yes.
Well, even on Mason Road, the only problem is you've got a bunch of utility stuff right there on that corner. I think that would help Mason Road tremendously if there was a dedicated right turn lane. That's what causes a lot of the backup on
But-
Mason, but you've got a bunch of junk right there on the corner.
Yeah, actually, the 3 lanes, the third lane that Deerfield built there a few years ago, that's working fine. It's just the volume of traffic, because
Well, it just seems like if someone's going straight through the
Right.
lane, then it backs everybody up. I was talking about a right only.
right only, yeah. Most of the traffic that we're seeing is going east or west. We're seeing some traffic turning right now. If Butler County moves ahead with their Milliken Road interchange, which is an extension of Brewer Road into Butler County, if they move ahead with that project, that is a game changer. It's going to change traffic patterns, and
Fair enough.
your
And then
right lane might.
And then finally, last question about Powder Factory, the bridge down there.
Yes.
What's going on?
Have you been down there recently?
I know there's a lot.
There's a lot of trees. It's stunning the amount of trees that have been cleared, and that tree clearing is done. So you'll start to see dirt moving down there this April, and May, and late May you'll start to see the foundations for the abutments. The abutments are you'll see that work begin, and the piers. And right now, I think they're looking at having that all done this late summer, and you'll start to see, well, hopefully we'll get the girders placed in this fall. And, I'm not sure exactly on the timing of that right now, because a lot of it's due to getting steel delivered and whatnot. But we'll see a lot of work. King Avenue will stay open for that time period, because most of the work that we'll be doing will be outside the road. But at some point, when we connect King Avenue to the bridge, we'll have to shut down King Avenue. So that road will be, King Avenue will be closed for a few months. And then there's a culvert on the Powder Mill side that we'll need to replace. And we'll have King Avenue open, and that side will be shut down. And then, like I said, and then vice versa, we'll do the King Avenue connection.
It
So
looks like our southbound on-ramp to 71, which is a major project. Looks like that's full steam
That's
ahead.
moving ahead nicely. It's scheduled to be complete, substantial completion. I think hopefully the ramp will be open in October.
Oh, wow.
So October, November, it'll be late fall. And, but there'll be a lot of cleanup work that'll be needed through, probably the spring of 2023. So, yeah, it's moving ahead.
Thanks for the full report.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Any questions? So,
No, I don't think we
Thank
do.
you, Neil.
you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Take care. We'll see you later then. All right, now we have an executive session on our agenda. Do I have a motion to go into executive session for litigation?
I'll make a motion on that, and there's a possibility of action taken afterwards.
Ken?
Second.
Yes.